Hello everyone, Hawky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So we're back again on Hocari's account, testing out Triss. So some of you were telling me that I wasn't really testing the Fusing Prism versus Flames of the Fearless properly because Rhythm of Frostfire, right? It does work better if the enemies are more grouped together, taking in more damage. So we're going to run this test again. And just to make it a bit easier for our calculations, we're going to bring Coco to give us the crit 2 buff. So we're going to be maximum crit 100% and also getting a little bit of crit damage 15%. Might skew the results a little bit, but the main thing is to have a Kanbei group up the enemies with greed. This does make it a little bit less realistic, but it does really maximize our Frostfire damage, right? So going to test it with this diffusing prism, and we're also going to speed up Kanbei. Speed is a bit slow, so we want him to group up the enemies first, right? So we'll come in here with greed. We'll just ignore the 2 dummies at the back, and yeah, all the enemies are very nicely grouped together. The mobs do have some debuffs, but they don't really matter too much. Like, M defense doesn't even matter. Dummies have 0 M defense, right? So we're going to come in with Triss, and thankfully her AoE does hit all these enemies here, right? So we're going to go in and look at this Hailstorm. How much damage does this do? Guaranteed crit, right?
Enough.
11k, and look at the huge Frostfire damage. The 227k. And then they take a bunch of DOT damage there as well. Okay. And then we'll just stand by. Second hit, 85. And then we also have to move a little bit, right? To get the Sword and Wand buff. So we'll move a little bit. And we'll go straight in with the Firestorm.
Get ready for some magic fireworks.
13. Oh, 451, and they triggered like all the scorch and everything as well. There was a bit of white numbers there. And then let's see the DOT at turn 3, and let's like compare our damage that way, right? Okay, all the DOT damage, 100k DOT damage. What does that put Triss damage at total for these 2 turns? 845 261. The Diffusing Prism, she has 4,306 attack. I think this one's a bit lower with Flames of the Fearless. 4279. Okay. Alright. I mean, they're roughly the same, right? The Flames of the Fearless hopefully will do more damage this time. How much damage do you think it'll do? Like 5% better? Maybe? Hopefully? Let's see. Okay. Alright, so we'll group these mobs here. Stand by. Triss is going to do the same again. Roaring Flint. I forgot, yeah. Roaring Flint does a little bit less damage because diffusing does increase the pierce, right?
Enough.
Hailstorm. Ooh. Okay. That looks like slightly more, yeah? And then what's that? 254?
I'll clear the way.
76. Dude, that is lower, right? That second hit was lower. And then we'll move back here and then go with the Firestorm. That felt like it was lower.
Get ready for some magic fireworks.
391. I feel like the burst was higher, is it? And then like the Rhythm of Frostfire was less? I don't know. What is the overall difference though? So that is turn 3. 750k? What? Like, no way, right? So top is Diffusing Prism, bottom is Flames of the Fearless, this is Hailstorm, right? So damage is fairly about the same. And then Rhythm of Frostfire, that's where Diffusing Prism hits so much harder. Like, what's going on? I feel like Rhythm of Frostfire, it's bugged. And then second hit of Hailstorm, right? We see that Flames of the Fearless did a lot less. And then when we did a Firestorm, it's a lot less as well. 353, 304. And then the Rhythm of Frostfire. That's like 60k difference. What? And I was talking to Super Oliver about it, and he's actually done a further calculations, and he's like, Rhythm of Frostfire, it cannot be buffed from the 20% damage from your trait. So damage, when triggering Rhythm of Frostfire, damage additionally increased by 20%. So that isn't actually increase. The 20% crit damage from the signature, the Flames are Fearless, it doesn't take this 20% damage there. It doesn't take the 20% vulnerability from Frostfire weakness, so it's not taking 20% damage from this. Like, what? And 20% attack from using fire and ice AoE. Like, what is going on? And 10% attack from Ascension. So, like, all of this just isn't working with the Rhythm of Frostfire damage. So that's why Flames are Fearless. It's like, either it is that bad or it's just super bugged, right? And our damage is like, our attack is barely any different, right? 4279 versus, that was slightly more like 4306. Pretty much. That's like a rounding error. What do you guys think? It just makes Triss even worse, right? At least pulling her signature. Man, hopefully the devs fix this up, because like, literally, what is the point of getting Flames on the Fearless? You may as well get a refund and use your Diffusing Prism, yeah? But man, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a bug, or do you think that is fine? Like, there shouldn't be... Like, I think the devs shouldn't, like, give us a signature weapon that is clearly worse. Clearly worse than the free-to-play option. There should still be, like, an additional benefit of a signature weapon. Or is it because the devs did actually test this properly? They're like, oh, we'll just throw some numbers together. It looks bigger than this, so it should be fine, right? It should be fine. Yeah. Like, remember when we had the leaks with Geralt's Witcher swords, right? And remember when the leaks were saying this was it like 24%? And we're like, that looks really low. And then the devs actually pushed to 32, and the 32 basically just beat out max stack void stab. Like, I feel like we're in the same situation, that the devs didn't actually test out the comparison between these two weapons, and they're like, yeah, we'll just throw some numbers down, and yeah, hopefully it's better, right? Because nobody's testing this. Anyway, I'll leave it there and see you guys next time.